Everybody's been great to me. I think it's a little bit better when you get out on the film or on the field rather than just walking around in meetings and stuff like that. I think I was a little reserved and probably a little held back yesterday because I'm just trying to find where do we go eat, where do our meetings at, where are we staying, what's the situation for the next couple of weeks. So, it's just piecing things together one after another. But being in the locker room, being on the field today, it opens people up a lot more as far as getting a chance to talk. You talk about the route, then it goes to other things. Just starting to learn things about my teammates. I'm going to be here for a while. It felt better being out here than it did when I was laying in bed last night, going over the playbook, certain things like that. When we went to the meetings yesterday, I felt super overwhelmed. I think I was starting to get a little bit too hard on myself because it's different. The routes are different. There's a lot of different ways you can break on the routes, the footwork, the certain windows that you hit and how quick they happen. What was different. So I think I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And the way practice is set up, I feel Coach Jones does it is nice for a guy like me to be able to get out there and sit behind and hear what the play is and get the concept down and see how it happens from some of the other guys. So it was good to put the jersey back on it, but more than anything, I think it was good to really see some of the things develop that I didn't understand on the playbook last night. I had heard from the people that I had asked that it's obviously different. The receivers that I've talked to are like, this is a piece of cake whenever you come up here, and I'm like, I bet it is when you just have to know, what your formation is and do you motion and how you break it off. But, when there's splits, when there's, a formation, when there's a protection, when there's being hot, when they break it off, when there's all that thrown into the mix and you're responsible for where everybody's lined up, that adds an extra piece to the puzzle. So, I definitely did yesterday see how big of a jump it's going to be for me. If I go into an NFL camp, I sit there and I pretty much able to pick up everything on defense, in a day one camp. Here it's not the case. So that's the difference in that. And, I stated yesterday, I know it's going to be, a time thing and it's going to take some time, but now I even see more so. So like I said yesterday, my expectations are tempered, and I'm glad just to be back around the guys. I'm glad to be throwing the football. I'm glad to be learning new things, but it'll be a process. Coach Jones stressed yesterday that this is the only big sports team here in Hamilton, so he made it very clear that we do a lot in the community and we will be around. I plan on spending a lot of time here. I don't plan on really going anywhere else, so it's definitely important to me. I'll be out here. I'll take care of these guys the way that I would if I was anywhere else, when I was at A&M or I was in Cleveland or anything like that. This is a team that I'm a part of. This is a fan base that is behind this team, and I'm excited to be a part of it. I've heard nothing but great things. I've been very, upfront with my past and the fact that, I haven't been perfect by any means. I've made mistakes as anybody else has in their past, and obviously the magnitude of my mistakes in the past are something I'm definitely not proud of. But at the end of the day, I feel like I've come a long way from that person that I was at that time. I feel like I've grown a lot, and I feel like through the mistakes that I've made, they've turned me into a better person. They've turned me into a man. So I'm confident in the things that I'm doing to ensure my health, both physically and mentally, and the things that I do to make me a good person day in and day out. And I feel like with what I've talked with Coach and everybody in this organization about the things that I need as far as coming up here and the things that I need to do to ensure success for myself, they've put in place for me. So I'll never be able to outrun my past. I never will. The only thing I can do is grow and hopefully be a better person moving forward, and I have every intention on being that.